Good evening, class. Tonight I'm going to inform you a little bit about history of comic books. Comics seem to be a common part of almost everyone's lives. Almost every person has read a comic of some sort, whether it be a comic book or a comic strip. I myself am a big comic fan. I love to read comics in the newspapers. I love to read comic books. Sometimes I even find comic books I like and I collect them. In 1837, the first known comic was published. It was The Adventures of Obadiah Oldbuck, and it was the first to be published in the United States. With the first introduction to America, comic books started to grasp into the 20th century. However, in 1896, The Yellow Kid by Richard Outcault was one of the very first ones to use bubble balloons to present their message that the speaker was speaking in the comic books. So in the 20th century was when they became popular in America. I absolutely love comics. They are fun. They help you escape reality sometimes. You know, you can catch up on your favorite superhero, what they're doing. I used to take trips to the library and get a whole bunch of different comic books and just read them always. You know, some are funny, some are suspenseful, you know, some can be sad. So there was always so many different ones that I could read. I also still love to read them in the newspapers. Whenever the Sunday paper will come out, I like to read them sometimes. Comic books are said to be at least as old as movies. During the crack of the stock in 1929, comic books had a turning point for them. In 1930s, the comic books kind of grew up a little bit and started to have picture adventures, which drew audiences more to comics then, with the Tarzan adventures and Flash Gordon and different superheroes. You know, the readers were able to actually get a visual for what these people were doing, their favorite characters. One of the most famous comic strips of all time was the Peanuts, but it always wasn't famous. It took several years for readers to actually even enjoy it. The writers just wrote different comic strips about this boy that could do no good. He could never be happy and he was always sad. So it took several years for the viewers to even start to like these characters. And although it took a while for them to start liking them, it is now one of the most famous comics. There's so many different novelties. There's movies and cups and mugs and t-shirts and stuffed animals. There's just so many different things now that are the Peanuts. And this was a strip that no one liked for years. So you can see that comics are a common part of almost everyone's lives. And my little poem to help you remember this is, comic books can be fun even if you only read one. So remember, comic books are a fun part of life. Buying yourself a comic book and read it and maybe visit yourself down memory lane or help read one with your child or something. So I hope you enjoy my speech. Thank you.